long-term review. Why we're running it, to find out if Seat's small car truly deserves its Fiesta-beating crown. We have 6 months to find out. Welcoming the Ibiza FR to our fleet, November 8, 2017. When we added the new 5th-generation Seat Ibiza to our long-term test fleet, I was the natural choice to run it. Why? Because I've spent plenty of time driving one. A 6-month stint in a new Ibiza FR barely qualifies as a long-term test compared with the 12 years that I owned a 3rd-generation, 2005 vintage 1.4 liters Sport. I bought my Ibiza from new and only parted with it earlier this year. It proved a trusty companion, only really letting me down once, albeit in spectacular fashion when an engine problem caused me to grind to a halt on the M4 with my sister-in-law and 5-month-old nephew on board. I think she has since forgiven me. Don't think my positive feelings towards my Ibiza might cloud my objective judgment, either. If anything, I grew intimately aware of my Ibiza's many faults and foibles. Those ranged from the major, such as suspension a little too firm for London's potholed streets and a 1.4 liters engine that didn't quite have enough torque at low speed, to the more trivial, such as the slightly questionable quality of certain trim bits, lack of any form of boot light and woeful slide-out cup holder. Believe me, I know where to look to find faults with an Ibiza. My new @autocar_official long-termer. Oh, the irony. #seat #Ibiza #seat Ibiza #passenger works on this. A post shared by James Atwood, Editor's Gems, on September 23, 2017 at 4:04 a.m. PDT. I could forgive some of those faults because, in 2005, Seat was something of a budget brand, offering a relatively affordable way to buy a Volkswagen Group machine for those who couldn't stretch to a VW and wanted something with sportier styling than Skoda. Now? Our Seat Ibiza FR costs £17,510, which puts it into the same price bracket as the new Polo it shares a platform with and the Ford Fiesta. Expectations have duly shifted up a few notches. Those expectations have been heightened further by our road testers, who proclaimed the new model the best small car on the market today. Or put another way, a Ford Fiesta beater. Now that's pressure, and our goal is to find out whether that verdict holds after an extended time in the car. The Ibiza's 4.5-star road test verdict made choosing a spec for our long-termer easy. We asked for it as our testers assessed it. Which means we've chosen the 1.0 liters 3-cylinder TSI 94 bhp engine, driven through a 5-speed manual box. In this spec, our car can do 0 to 62 miles per hour in 10.9 seconds, with a top speed of 113 miles per hour, and I've been largely achieving solid mid-40s mpg fuel economy. Initial impressions are remarkably positive. It's quiet at low speeds yet develops nicer sound when pushed, and I've yet to find it really lacking power. Aside from an occasional thrum when accelerating in lower gears, it's smooth and responsive too. It's hard to think why you'd really need a bigger engine, except in a Cupra version, obviously, just saying. Seat. We opted for the slightly upmarket FR trim, which comes with pleasant Nora black FR cloth seats and a clean, clear dash. You can definitely see the family resemblance to my old Ibiza's interior, but everything is more grown-up and refined. A huge part of that is the full-color infotainment touchscreen, which features Seat's version of the VW Group's excellent system, including features such as Apple CarPlay connectivity. We added in the optional Beats sound system for £365 because 20-something me would have loved such a thing on my Ibiza in 2005. For my late 30s self, it makes Radio 4 sound very nice. Seems it's not just the Ibiza that's grown up. Grown up also describes the exterior of the Ibiza, and not just in terms of design, although Seat's Leon-inspired angular lines and stylized creases certainly exude sophistication. The previous Ibiza looked like a squished Leon. To me, this new design just looks nicer than the Leon. To complete the look, we added metallic Desire red paint and the full LED headlights. But it's literally grown up because, like many of its small car rivals such as the Fiesta and its platform-sharing Polo cousin, The new Ibiza is just plain bigger than before. Crucially, though, it doesn't feel too big. Rear passengers get more room and the Ibiza's usefulness for an IKEA trip has been increased. Trust me, I performed miracles to cram flat packs into my old one, but it still feels and drives like a small car. It's nimble and the handling makes for an engaging drive, and it's a perfect size for nipping round South London's congested streets, while feeling more composed than ever on motorways. Complaints? I have a few niggles, which may grow into annoyances in the coming months. The ride, with McPherson front struts and a semi-rigid rear axle, can prove a touch jolting on bumpy city streets, although the trade-off is an engaging drive when you encounter faster, flowing roads. Also, the boot has a propensity for not closing properly, and twice I've had to stop driving to refasten it. And bafflingly, despite coming with a whole host of safety tech, enough to garner a 5-star Euro NCAP rating, and having that lovely infotainment screen, on FR trim there isn't a reversing camera. There isn't even a reversing sensor, and while the Ibiza isn't the hardest thing to maneuver, although it isn't helped by small awkwardly shaped wing mirrors, it seems an odd omission in 2017. Even with those annoyances, I'm impressed so far. The new Ibiza feels more complete, more sophisticated than its predecessors, and, indeed, its rivals. Which, of course, is why we named it the best small car you can buy today. We'll find out how well it lives up to the title over 6 months, but I'll be taking things further, considering if this is a car that I'd be prepared to own for 12 years. Second opinion. If seat came of age with IKEA, the Ibiza proves it is set to flourish. Time was you had to accept compromises on smaller, cheaper cars, yet the Ibiza is good to outstanding pretty much everywhere. If I was asked which Super Mini to buy today, I'd recommend this one. Jim Holder. Specs: price new £16,105, price as tested £17,510, options desire red metallic paint, £650, Beats sound system, including luggage compartment lining, £365, full LED headlights, £480. Test data: engine 2993 cc, V6, turbocharged diesel, power 94 bhp at 5,000 to 5,500 revolutions per minute, torque 129 pounds-foot at 1,500 to 3,500 revolutions per minute, top speed 113 miles per hour, 0 to 62 miles per hour 10.9 seconds, claimed fuel economy 60.1 miles per gallon, test fuel economy 43.4 miles per gallon, CO2 106 grams/km, faults none, expenses none. Back to the top.